Well, so I'm here with my nephew, who I love to call him. He's as close to being family, as close to blood as.
And we're all vaccinated too.
That's right.
That's right. So we are allowed to be in the same room with each other without a mask.
Hear that?
See?
So this guitar is. This was used on Carnegie Hall.
This was one of the main guitars I used at Carnegie Hall. It's an old 70s, probably late 70s Gallagher Doc Watson model. And it's basically a herringbone D28 with a mahogany back, which I found because every time we do these acoustic adventures, I want to be totally acoustic, so we just use a microphone.
Right.
And the first adventure we did in Vienna, I found that the mahogany guitars, perceptually to the microphone, sounded louder, at least in the house.
They cut through.
Yeah, and like we were using in-ear monitors, and like I would use a mahogany guitar, I'm like, oh, I can hear it, you know, and it was just.
So you didn't have any kind of attached pickup or anything like that?
No, it was all as it was, and
these are cool guitars. I mean, again, they didn't make a whole lot of them.
No, and they're I think they were from Tennessee.
Yep.
And War Trace, Tennessee. I don't know where that is, but unfortunately, this is what happens when you let an electric guitar player play an acoustic.
But that's Joe Bonamassa wear, right?
Oh yeah, that's using the wrong pick, which is a Jazz 3, and playing as hard as you can. It was a great. The acoustic adventures have been really fun, and they've been really fun because they test the songs, and B, they test you as a vocalist, because you don't realize how much you hide behind the damn electric guitar and how many long damn solos I take in it. But when you go, you know, yeah, it's still in tune from Carnegie Hall too, set 5 years ago.
See that?
But yeah, this was at Carnegie Hall, and it's a fun guitar. But alas, you know, it's been in storage for a while, and we have no plans to do any other acoustic adventures, at least in the near future. So it's going to go to a new home, because I'm buying, as always, more stuff from Uncle Norm, and this is how it works. It's the cycle of life. Things come to me,
well,
and they come around.
Thank you. And I'm in this cycle of life where I'm on the back end of it.
And sometimes sometimes they spin real fast, and then like they create vortexes. And,
what's the Lion King thing?
Yeah. The circle of life.
The circle of life. Yeah,
it's
well,
how
I'm at the
it
back
works.
end.
It's how it works. It comes to me, circles around to Norm.
And we know who we got
a
couple perspective guys that
like this kind of gig do stuff.
Should go for that.
So I hope it finds a good home. It's a good guitar, really good guitar. They're D28 killers.
And there's a lot of DNA, Joe DNA on
How fun.
Joe DNA.
Don't give me a
not that kind of
yeah,
DNA.
but this is why Joe B doesn't do Brazilian road with pre-war Martins, because this is what happens. You know, it's like I'm not an acoustic player.
Well, but you can justify playing whatever you want, because you're doing. Listen, I saw you play a Sunburst Les Paul out on
in the
ocean.
rain. In the rain.
In the rain. I gave him all kinds of grief about that. I said, "What are you doing?"
Spot was in the rain once, but it was a light drizzle. It wasn't
it wasn't terrible. But you know, Joe said to me, "See all those people? They paid to see me play.
That's right.
I'm going to give them the best that I got," and he did.
Exactly, and I mean, it was in the middle of the song, so it was like we had a backup. So anyway, I hope it goes to a good home.
I'm sure it will.
All
So
right, next. Oh, we're doing the reveal.
This is the reveal.
Oh, here, this is the blast from the past. This
official
is
JB. That James Brown, or is that?
Yeah, exactly. And these are the yellow tags. So this goes back a while. This guitar was made by a guy named Patrick Gigliotti or Gelati.
Wow.
And this is this was on the Rock Palace DVD back in 2005. And to some, it's a guitar people wish I would play again. To me, it's just a snapshot in time. And it's slack tuned, so it hasn't been out for a while.
Pretty unusual finish on that.
It's a metal top, and Patrick is still around.
Sides and back are wood. And
it's mahogany back, and it was he did a little like primitive signature.
Master builder.
And it's been around. You see, it's got a few dings and scratches, but it's that one. It was on that particular tour, and the Rock Palace, the only one we did. You see that this is the first song, and we come out and we play a song, "Taking the Hit" with it. And the thing about it was that was the 13th show in a row, and we filmed it because we had no choice. and we were doing one-nighters, every Bavarian beer joint, and we finally ended up in this place called Bergsatzwey. And it was one of those things where it's like, we just loaded into this, like, it was the horse stables of a castle. There was all these cameras, and there was another band playing. And I was supposed to open up with this song called Woke Up Dreaming, but because we flew in, my Larrivee Acoustic, the airlines decided to make a detached headstock model.
Two-piece.
Two pieces. Started off as a one-piece, now it becomes a two-piece. And I was like, all right, well, looks like our opener just got, truncated. So we ended up just opening up with Taking a Hit, and it's become one of the more noticeable things of mine. But again, like I said,
well, you can't miss that thing. Man.
No, you can't miss it. And it looks good. But again, to me, it's like this represents an era that's 20 years old, and it's been just sitting around in the storage for a while. So I figured it's time to find a new home.
All right, very cool. Well, I think we can do that. Is that Shawn over there?
Yeah, it's Shawn.
How you doing, buddy?
All right, and this.
You know Shawn Stockman over there from.
Boyz II Men.
Hi, Joe. Good to see you.
Hey, Shawn! What's up? Long time no see.
Yeah, good times.
All right. And this one here, I dare you to tune it.
Here, let me. No.
Dare you to tune it. This one here was this is custom made from Ernie Ball Music Man. This one I used on the Black Country Communion DVD live over Europe, and I've used it on a bunch of solo gigs, but most recognizably it's from that. And I wrote this song. I'm from upstate New York, and proud of it. But so I have no business writing songs about the legend of Hadrian's Wall. But being in a band with Glenn Hughes, I decided to do this song called Hadrian's Wall, and I wrote it and sang it, but it starts off acoustic. So the thing's got a piezo and a 12-string, so it
Got the jangle.
But then I have a solo in it. So the thing is, you can flip back and forth between necks. And I had this whole thing where I had a cable here. We had you can see that's still labeled Acoustic. Some sort of acronym for that, but again, it's not all gold. And so I would flip back and forth and we'd do this song. And on the nights that it worked great, it was devastating because it sounded like a 12-string acoustic, and then I'd flip to the rhythm section, which was to the lead, and I would use this pickup, and then I'd solo on the. But after a while, I have a hard enough time with one neck, two necks.
But it's recognizable.
It's in the
all
DVD.
that,
All this stuff is I can point and go, that's the guitar from that DVD. That's the guitar from that DVD. And so at the end of the day, we're not going to revisit these things anytime soon. And I also like taking things and moving on and finding good homes, because I've been in Nashville for a while, and then still have my place here in LA and storage and stuff like that. You're like,
well, it's great real memorabilia.
It's real memorabilia. This is I got real memories from it, and I got real bilia from it too.
So listen, one thing that I just got to bring up, because I'm representing Boyz II Men now, and I'm thinking that.
Are you? Norm makes all the deals, man, right in the store.
Yeah,
Look,
I got. He's captive here.
Everything Jen films, I've found over the years, is legally binding. We've tried to unwind this thing like so many times.
So one of these days, you got to do a Joe Bonamassa tune and have Boyz II Men.
Hell yeah! One of the greatest
vocal bands of all
ever.
time.
Yeah.
And actually, I saw you on TV playing a blues thing the other night, and it was really good, man.
Thank
Vocal
you.
and the guitar playing was really good.
Thank
So,
you. I had a good teacher.
well,
I'm honored. You want a 12-string of this? I'll show you how to hook it up. It takes an IATSE call to get this thing going. But it's fun. So I'm glad somebody's going to get it that has a good heart and a good home. So, but yeah, and then
there's actually one guy I know that gets some of your stuff, and he has no
Sharpie.
kids, and in his will, it's all coming back to your foundation, which
Aw,
is so cool.
that's amazing.
Which then the guitars will go somewhere else, and the money. One of the things I'm most proud of my whole career was during the pandemic, and I know we're just about to set
On the
sail
other
and
side.
get out of the other thing, but is over the last year, between our 2 live streams, your generosity, the generosity of the fans, we've raised over $500,000 and given it away to bands.
And people like my buddy Bobby and Ken,
Yeah,
you know, those
really,
guys
really,
are
really,
such
really.
great guys with great
Yeah.
arts. And there's so many musicians that not all of them are like Shawn and yourself, where they kind of saved for the
Rainy day.
future. You know, a lot of these guys were not direct descendants of Albert Einstein when it came to the business world.
Well, no, it's not even that. But I don't. I mean, if you had to predict the future 20 years ago, if you would predict that in 20 years the entire music business would be shut down for a year, you know, you couldn't. Who would like your mind? Nobody would. That's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot. So the fact that everybody had gigs booked, and 2019 was a great year for music. There was so many acts out touring, and there was a big demand. And then it just, at least for me, March 12th, 2020, it just hit a brick wall. And you're like, what are you gonna do? You know, I'm like, what can you do? So, and it's not to anybody's fault, because everybody has responsibilities and lifestyle and whatever. So you have to ultimately,
Prepare for the worst no matter what.
Well, I think every musician is like, all right, I'm not going to take any gig for granted, because it could all stop again tomorrow.
That's right.
So who knew?
Even some knucklehead wrote a tune called "The Year That Never Was."
You did.
Yes, that knucklehead is me.
Yeah.
And you played on it.
I did play on it.
Thank you so much for doing that.
And I was just going down memory lane. I've worked with Bob Ezrin, Kevin Shirley, Tom Dowd, the great producers, a lot of the great producers. I've worked on many, many sessions. I have never been hazed so hard in a session than by Uncle Norm.
You're my nephew.
Made me do 5 takes of the damn solo.
Well, I wanted choices. And
Choices. I was like, I think we're good. Nah, just do it again. Lemo didn't haze me. He got 3
I
takes
get
out
to
of
pretend to be a producer once in a while,
me. My God. It's like,
He's rough.
rough.
I know it.
My God. It was a.
You should see what he does to himself.
But we got good.
Oh yeah, no.
But we got good
There was so
quality.
much.
We got good quality. That's.
But I'll tell you, you played on Michael's record.
Yeah.
And
Guy
Michael's got a
King's.
new thing, and Guy King, which is a great record too. And we all appreciate it. And again,
I just did a thing for Tito Jackson. He sent me a
Really?
track, and I played on one of Tito's.
Cool.
And it's a great blues song.
I bet it is.
And
You should hear this guy singing blues, man.
Come
I'm
on.
telling you, he was killing me, because I usually hear them doing more of the R&B thing, but the blues thing, he killed it and played great on the guitar too.
we're all just hobbyists, really.
Yeah, you know what? You just play the right notes, and that's all you got to do, man.
Yes. I try to think like Albert King. Think 10 notes, play 5.
That's it.
So
All right.
Norm.
Well,
this is it. This
Thank
is how
you
we're gonna roll.
for doing this, and thank you guys for putting up with us. And we love you guys. And Joe, thank you as always.
Can I put this
Family and
Yeah,
Sean's
you
family here. I want to see. Can you? How many pull-ups can you do?
Oh, I used to one hand this thing, but I was a young man at the time. My hairline was better.
You mean you
Jaw
didn't have
was
any
more
of this
chiseled.
gray like this?
Oh yeah,
It's amazing. He's like, I knew him when he was an infant almost.
That's right. It's
And
all-
now he's got gray hair. It's crazy.
I
Sean's
turned-
got a little of that too, though. He's got that gray beard. Beard happening.
I just turned 44. I don't know when this is going to air, but I just turned 40. It's just a slow descent. That's the idea. Just a
Well, I'm just going to give you
dignified descent into
a word of encouragement. It's never going to get any better than it is right now. So, right now, just think about wherever you are right now. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, exactly.
My buddy Joe Bonamassa puts up with us. You guys put
gosh.
up with us. We don't take anything too seriously.
Exactly.
So, thank you guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Cool.